This is the origin. This is insertion. Fine. Now how to measure the tape? Say for example you want to inhibit the muscle. You want to start it from here. Okay. This is the origin. This is the end point. Okay. Measure that tape. Reduce it by 20%. Reduce it by 20%. Okay. One is this way, and over there you will be cutting it. Okay. Another way. Stretch the muscle where you need to apply. Stretch the muscle where you need to apply the tape. You will be starting here. This is the end. Okay. Just slightly lesser. Cut it. Two ways. Either of the two you can do. Okay.
Same for rigid and kinesiology.
No. Right now we are just talking about kinesiology. Rigid is completely different. Okay.
Ma'am, why do we have to reduce the measurement?
I'll tell you. Now, how to apply this? Tear this paper like this. Tear this paper like this. Now, just pull the paper like that. Never ever apply your hand on the tape. Only you will be pulling the paper like this. Okay. Now, when I have to inhibit it, I am going to start from the insertion point. Whenever you put the anchor, this area is known as anchor. This portion. Okay, from where you start the tape. Okay, and where you end the tape. You have two anchors. Okay. So here, where you will be starting the tape, the anchor should be at least 3 fingers wide. At least this much. Okay. So when you apply, and don't ever do this, remove this, and then you are applying this like this. No, never do that. That is a very wrong way of taping. Okay. Let the paper be there. Let the paper be there. Now what you will do is just put your fingers like this and over here like this. Now from here in the center you will be applying the anchor and then you pull the paper out. Okay, if it's not visible you can stand up please. Then you, without any stretch, you apply it. Without any stretch. Okay, on the anchor there will be no stretch, zero stretch. Okay, 3 fingers, right? Then you pull the paper like this. Okay, one way is this, that you are pulling the paper. The other way is keep your fingers like this, pull the tape. Paper will come out on its own. Okay, now the reason for ma'am's question was why we are reducing the tape size by 20%. Because we are going to give the stretch. Okay, so when we give the stretch, we'll get the same length of tape. Okay, now you put the anchor with zero stretch. Now you just secure that anchor with your 3 fingers. Okay, that will help you also to keep that 3-finger anchor over there. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, you have applied it, but when you pull it, you just pull it out. Okay, so then how to measure that 20%? Okay, 10%, 20%, 30%, that will depend on the case. We already discussed that. Okay, whether you want to do 10% stretch or 20% stretch or 30%. Okay, then in biomechanical corrections it will be 50 to 70% also, that we discussed. So accordingly you are going to do it. Okay, now stretch it 100%. Then 50, okay, 25, slightly lesser 20. I'm repeating it. 100% I stretched, 50, 25, 20. Okay, and never ever pull these tapes like this, like with finger in the center or something like that. Okay, then what happens? The stretch will not be uniform. Always and always hold the tape like this with whole thumb horizontally, because that will put the uniform pressure on all the aspects of the tape. Otherwise, if you are doing this, then here it will be lesser, here it will be more. If you do it like this, here it will be more, here it will be lesser. Okay, so that is not effective taping. So always and always, these are very minor mistakes which we tend to do, but it creates a lot of impact on the recovery. Okay, so just hold the tape like this, over here like this, and then you pull it. Okay, whatever stretch you want to give, as we discussed. Fine. Then apply it where you want to end.